Week 5 of the fantasy basketball season already on its way, and what a quick season it's been so far. But here's a few guards that can help you, and you should get on the waiver wire this week. The first guy is Emmanuel Mudiay of the New York Knicks, and quickly, no pun intended, he's quickly moving up the depth chart and playing time here with the Knicks. And quickly, he returned last week after being out with the injury, and he had 19 points January 13th versus the Nets. 2 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, 3 threes, 2 free throws, 46% from the field. Then at Cleveland, 9 of 17 from the field, 52%, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, and a block. And then yesterday, in a shocking 30-point victory for the Knicks, 7 of 12 from the field, 58%, a free throw, 2 threes, 17 points, 8 assists, a steal, and a block. So quickly here, he's the first-round pick of the Knicks, the second of 2 with Obi Toppin and him. And quickly so far this season, he's been doing good, man, in the games he's been playing, and he's definitely a recommended pickup here. Alfred Payton, he's been starting the whole season and every game for the Knicks, but quickly, obviously, he looks like the better point guard right off the bat for this Knicks team. He makes plays, he gets to the lane, and he's a good passer, and he's got a good IQ for a player who's a rookie. So Emmanuel Mudiay, he's available in 62% of fantasy leagues, and you should go out there and get him before it's too late, because I think he's going to start for the Knicks sooner than later, and it could possibly be in the next week or two. The next guard I would pick up off waivers is Shake Milton of the Philadelphia 76ers. Milton, he was out for the last week because he was on the COVID list, but he came back with a vengeance. Last 2 games, January 14th versus Miami, 31 points, 2 rebounds, 3 threes, 73% from the field. And then versus Memphis on the 16th, 28 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. So right now, Milton, he's getting added once again at a quick rate. He's still available in 40% of fantasy leagues, but right now, he should be owned in more than that, and that's why I'm recommending him once again as a pickup. A great season it's been for Milton as the 6th man off the bench here for Philly. 17 points he's averaging, 2 rebounds a game, 3.7 assists, 1.5 threes a game, and a nice 50% from the field. So him and Tyrese Maxey, I know they're the same type of player, but it's not slowing Milton down at all. In his 2 games since return, he's played 27 minutes and 33. So Milton, you should go out there and get him, and he should be owned in almost every league with the stats he's putting up for Philly, and he's playing a big part. The next guard I would add on waivers this week is Luguentz Dort of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Dort, he's been up and down this season, but he's a player that definitely could get the job done for fantasy teams. And he's season ranked 105 right now. And his stats last week, not too bad. 14 points, 5 rebounds, 2.3 steals, 3.3 threes for Dort, 41% from the field. So Dort, he could score the basketball. He's getting some rebounds, and his steal numbers have been great most of the season. Is Dort. Last week, like I said, he averaged the 2.3, and on the season, he's at 1.2, so he's going to help in steals. His 3 points per game are pretty good as well. 2.5 a game he's averaging this season, and 3.3 last week. He's going to get every opportunity over there in OKC. He's going to play 30, 35 minutes. They're big on him, and he should be owned in more fantasy leagues. He's only owned in 36% of fantasy leagues, so he's available, obviously, in 64%, and he should be added right now at the guard position. The next guy is Neil Alexander-Walker of the New Orleans Pelicans. Alexander Walker, he started for Lonzo Ball a few bowl games ago, and he had a monster breakout performance versus the Clippers on January 13th with 37 points, 8 rebounds, and assist, a steal, and 5 threes made, 62%. Then the 15th, he followed that versus the Lakers with 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 threes, 5 for 8 from the field. And then last night versus Sacramento, he had a mediocre game, but he still put up a couple stat lines. 9 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals in 33 minutes of play. So Alexander Walker, he's getting the playing time. Lonzo Ball, he's day-to-day still with the tendonitis, but this kid's outperformed him, I believe, this season. Last week, his averages were great, 19.5 points, 5.3 rebounds, 2.7 assists, a steal a game, and he had 2.7 threes per game, 59% from the field. So Alexander Walker, He's available in 80% of fantasy leagues, and he should be owned in more. We don't know when Lonzo's coming back. He's earned some playing time, and now the Pelicans here, they got tons of guards over there in the backcourt, and I could see a trade brewing by the trading deadline in March. So go out there and get Alexander. And the final guard I would try to get on waivers this week's Trent Jr. The Portland Trailblazers. Trent Jr., we've seen flashes of him now the last year and a half, where he could come off the bench and explode for 20 or 30 points with his good three-point shooting. And that's what he's been doing the last couple games, is Gary Trent. His last game versus Atlanta, 18 points, 3 rebounds, a steal, 4 threes, 7 of 14 from the field. Versus Indiana, he had a mediocre game. And then we saw it again versus the Kings a couple nights ago on the 13th. 16 points, 4 assists, 2 steals, 4 threes, 6 of 8 from the field. CJ McCollum, he's banged up. He's already announced out for this game, and that was from yesterday. So McCollum, his injury could be a week or two. Who knows? So Gary Trent, he's available in 81% of fantasy leagues, and he's going to help you in three-point shooting. He's going to have a decent field goal percentage, and he's a guy that could pour in points quickly. So Gary Trent Jr. will be the guard I would add here as well. So that's a few guards I would add on the waiver wire here in Week 5 of the fantasy basketball season.